Hey there, Kyle Souza here. Despite my shirt, I want to take a moment and talk about something serious with you. So, a little bit of a departure from my normal comic book and nerd culture talks. And as will come to no surprise to anyone who has looked behind me or at my hair, I have not always made good life decisions. I specifically want to talk about an account in collections and how I saved quite a bit of money with getting it paid off. So, buckle in, it's going to be a fun ride. Just joking. So, I had a Best Buy credit card and I spent money on it. And then I got into a tough financial position a few years back and I stopped paying it. And it got closed out and they charged a bunch of fees and it went to a collections agency, specifically to Portfolio Recovery Associates LLC. And this is for my Best Buy credit card, right? And the final balance after all the fees and everything have been added, it's on this first page, $2,678.80. Okay. So I really want to get my credit in better shape. I really want to pay people that I should pay people the money that I owe them. I took out this card knowingly. I borrowed money to buy things. I got those things. Best Buy got their money. Citibank, who backed the credit card, did not get their money. So they charge it off, right? They take it as a loss to their business and whatever they want to do with taxes there. They make a little bit of money selling it off to somebody else. And I think Portfolio Recovery Associates was the first people that they sold to, the first collections agency that they sold to. So I don't think it's been passed around too much. And this debt is about 3 years old. I'm going to round off to 3 years here. So what I did is I called them. I said, hey, I want to talk to you about options for getting this thing paid. Every time you've called me up until now, I've said, I don't have the money. I got other things that I need to spend money on. I'm not paying that right now. All those things. I didn't set up a payment plan. Now I should have set up, the smallest payment plan possible. $25 a month, whatever I could. $15 a month, whatever the smallest acceptable payment plan they would get us. And whatever they offered me, ask for less and let them know, hey, I'll get an auto draft of X number of dollars if you make X the number that I can handle. That would have been a wise decision. I did not make that decision. I'm not as smart as Brain, nor as Pinky, really. It's up for debate which one is the genius. But I did realize there are my ways, and I do want to do the right thing, and I do want to get my credit in order because I need to for life. So I called them and I said, hey, I'm ready to start paying. And here are the two options that I want to consider. I want to see if we can settle for a one-time lump sum, or I could set up a very small payment plan and pay you guys off over the course of a couple of years at the rate of about $25 a month. And she said, well, you owe $2,678.80. And they offered me a buyout at $1,800 and change. And I said, no, I can't do that. I don't have $1,800 and change. She said, what do you want to pay? And so I calculated it. I said I wanted to pay 40%. It's a settlement. It's these people bought my debt on pennies on the dollar, so I don't feel that I need to pay them the full amount due. Citibank has already charged it off. They've already taken their loss. It's a done deal for them. They're no longer part of the picture. It's now just about PRA and me. And PRA probably bought this for 10% or less of what I owed. So they probably spent somewhere between, they probably spent somewhere south of $270 to buy this debt. So I think above that is how they run their business. And it's their profits because there's more costs than just buying the debt, right? They have to pay people. And so, but that's how they make their money. I get it. Believe it or not, I believe in capitalism. So I said I can't do 1800. I said, but next Friday I could do, and I told up, and let me do this math right here, because another surprise to nobody, I'm not good at preparing. Hold on. Oh, that's not the passcode on that iPad. Let me try this one. All right. So, calculator. I know this makes for a great video. My apologies. But frankly, I feel like you knew what you were getting yourself into when you started watching this. Sorry. Okay. Is there not a calculator on this iPad? What's my daughter doing that she doesn't have a calculator? How do I search for it? I don't use iPads. I'm an Android guy. I don't even know how to find a calculator on here. Can you search for apps on here? I would think that you would be able to search for apps on here. Okay, well then, let's just do some quick math. 40% of 2,700 would be 800, 280, about 1,070 and change. Okay, 1,070 and change is what I told them I could pay. I could pay next Friday when I get paid. And she said she couldn't go that low. I said, well, then I'm going to need to do a $25 a month payment plan. She said, well, we can do that. Or I can go as low as I can. And she didn't do the let me talk to a manager or anything. She just said, look, here's how low we can go. We can go down to half the amount due. $1,330 something. I said, you know what? I can do that. It's more than I wanted to pay, but it is something that I can make work. So I went to a number that I thought if they went for this, great. But I didn't think they would go down for that 40%. And actually, I was willing to pay a 60% amount if I absolutely had to, but I'd rather just would have done the $25 a month payment plan, have that auto draft, and then just get it reported okay to the credit reporting agencies that I'm making payments on time, and because I care more about my credit score than getting it paid off. Call me a bad person if you want for that. But she said, you know what, we can get paid $1,330 and change, and we'll report it as paid to the credit reporting agency, and then 30 days later it should drop off your credit report altogether. I said, great, let's do that. But my payday is Friday, next Friday, so let's actually set this up for the Saturday after that, because that way I can make sure all the money's there. I'm not sure what time you're going to hit it. Bank drafts don't always happen immediately, so I don't know if you're going to start it the day before so that it comes through. I didn't know, so I just said, let's just be on the safe side. We'll do it on Saturday. And she said, okay, I can set it for Saturday, but it might not actually draft till Monday. I'm like, that's fine. My thing is I just want to make sure the money's there. My point is this. I asked for something, and I got a pretty good resolution. I called on another smaller loan who was or a smaller debt with somebody else. Okay? You starting to see a pattern here? Yeah. Again, this should come as no surprise. Okay? And they did the same exact thing. They cut it in half. And he was right up front with me. Nice guy that time. And this was a nice lady too. They were both very helpful. And he said, look, it's $110. Can you just pay half? If you could pay half, we could be done with this. I said, you know what? Let's do that. No negotiation. I'll just pay half. I can live with that. $55 later, debt free. Well, rid of that debt. Debt free. Come on. No, that is what I'm working towards. One of the things I'm working towards, though. But I was free of that burden. Okay. Now it's a hard thing to do, though. Like, it's hard to put your money into paying off these debts. because you feel like you have nothing to show for it. There's not some material object. There's not something coming in the mail. There's you've already received all the goods or services, and now you're just paying it back. And that's why a lot of people stay in debt, because they want stuff for their money, and paying off an old debt doesn't give you stuff for your money. Now, there is a tangible benefit in the increased credit score and whatnot, but it's a hard thing to do, and that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and frankly, I would not be doing it without the stimulus checks that had gone out because of COVID. And I know that's one of the arguments that some people are making against future stimulus checks. Oh, people will just be paying off debt. That doesn't really stimulate the economy. Well, this is an American business. PRA is an American business based out of Monroe, Wisconsin. The other one was an American business based out of Renton, Washington. Actually, been to Renton. And it keeps those people employed, stimulates that business and what they're spending, and it frees me up. What I care about more for me, being selfish here, it does. It frees me up to not have to pay these at a later date, to not have money siphoned off every month going towards it, or the stress of it. And that's an intangible benefit, right? It's an ethereal benefit. It's something that you can't really grasp, the stress. And money's not everything, but having money does lead, a certain amount of money leads to having less stress. I know they say there's a bit of a bell curve on it, like, oh, you get some money, your stress goes down, you get more money and your stress starts going back up. I wonder if that really has to do with the money or the kind of people that get that kind of money, because like I couldn't be a billionaire. I'm in no danger of becoming a billionaire, but if somebody, well, first off, to be a billionaire you have to have $1 billion, and I would spend it. So I heard something once from a friend of mine. I think he heard it from somebody else, but a lot of people say they want to be a millionaire, and what they mean is they want to have $1 million. So I don't want to be a billionaire, and I don't need to have $1 billion. I don't even need to have $1 million, though I'm up for the challenge. My point is this: I would donate a lot of it. I would start businesses. I would sell stuff or buy stuff. I mean, I would spend a lot of that money. It'd be really hard for me to be a billionaire because I just wouldn't hold on to the money. Part of how I get into these situations, right? But there is a certain amount of stress associated with having these, with having a bad credit score, with having a flat tire and not having the money to pay for it, to get a new set of tires, and then discount tires. Like, well, you could try to get the discount tire credit card, and we'll even give you a discount on the tires that you get today because of it, and then you can pay them off, but then you don't get approved for the discount tire card, and you can't get those tires, and that's only a partially made up situation. But I think you get what I'm saying. That when you can't get a line of credit if you need it, not that you should just go get every line of credit that you can. No, if you can't get a line of credit when you need it, there's stress with that. Having these debts hanging over you, there's stress with that. There's a moral debt with me. I borrowed money and I didn't pay it back, and I don't like being that guy. And so I'm trying to do a better job of not being that guy, But if it's gone to a collections agency, I don't feel that same moral debt to that collections agency. I've still made a mistake, gotta repent from that, But I can go. In good conscience, I can go to the collections agency and make a deal, and I would encourage you to do so too. And if you can't make a deal, set up a payment plan. Just get small payments going so that they report on time. Make life better for you. That's if you can. I know I couldn't for a few years. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. Now there were other sacrifices I could have made. Frankly, there were other sacrifices, but I had higher priorities. Whether it was buying food and paying rent, or going somewhere and making some memories with my family at specific ages and specific times in my kids' lives, whatever it may be, I had other priorities other than paying this. because for me, money is a means, not an end. And I can't hold on to it. I don't want to hold on to it. But I do want to pay what I owe, and I do want to help you if you're struggling with paying some stuff with just a very real story of what just worked for me. So, thanks for watching. My name's Kyle Souza. My blog's talkinggeek.com. And I hope that was somewhat useful, a little entertaining, and in some way beneficial to somebody out there. My camera's not turning off. This is awkward now.